Gone. Not going very fast, is he? Oh, he's got a flat tire. That's why he's not going fast. He's got a flat tire. Yeah, both tires are blown out on this side, on the driver's side. He's stopping. He's stopping. Which wipers is one? Oh, there he goes backwards. Going backwards. Absolutely, he's been erratic. He actually stopped on this street that we're on right now and then tried to put it in reverse and then started going forward. I could also tell you that the two wheels on the driver's side are completely shredded as well. You can see that he's on the back rim. We did see him throw something out of his car when we first joined the chase. I'm not too sure what it was, but it did wind up in a parking lot just a few miles back. So, you know, since we've been on here, it's kind of been eventful.
Okay, so you've seen him throw something out. I guess police will be trying to find that at some point. Now, you were telling me we can definitely see from this vantage point that front passenger's tire is blown out, but you're saying a second tire is also blown out as we watch the hazard lights go here.
Yeah, the entire driver's side front tire and the back tire is completely gone. I did see the rim when we were just a little bit on the north side of it. On the back side, you can see the front side also flopping in the wind as well, so that tire's about to go. And yeah, his hazard's on, so he's being awfully cautious about that.
Yeah, so we've got 3 tires blown out here, Andy. Is this because police have put out spike strips at some point earlier in the chase?
If they did, we did not see that, Eric. I can't tell you if they did spike the rims or they're just wear and tear from him driving erratically.
Okay.
There goes something. Maybe that was just a piece of tire that came off, not necessarily being thrown out of the vehicle.
Okay, yeah, this is some side here with this vehicle traveling on essentially one decent tire at this point. Andy, can you kind of give us a sense of where we are at this point in the city?
I'm trying to get the pilot to get us on the GPS, but he's just now stopping wherever we are. Let me pull back the camera a little bit. Maybe I could get a better area of where we're at.
Okay, I can definitely see those railroad tracks. I'm getting some reports here from producers inside our newsroom that we're in Houston's East End at this point. And Andy, we're definitely seeing some vehicles look like they are trying to get out of his way. Is there a pretty large contingent of police cars following him at this point that can see this coming?
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 and probably even more. I'm not going to lose them totally, but I'll pull back just a little bit. When we joined on there, we saw at least 5, and there's probably more. We did see the HPD helicopter also starting up when we took off as well, so they're probably going to join. But it's a very slow-moving chase because he only is on one good tire, so he's not going to be able to go very fast in the southeast side of Houston. Okay,
now I know this is all breaking news here. Again, a chase that started out in southeast Houston, folks. We're now learning it's now moved into east of downtown. Andy, I know everything's sketchy at this point, but are you aware of anything that might have prompted this chase?
We do not know. The news desk, I know, is frantically working on that to see what it was. I did hear you report this is a possible stolen car. So maybe just they ran a license plate or he was driving erratically and maybe someone called 911. We're not too sure, but the news desk is trying to get that information to us now. Okay, we're working to confirm that. It's an initial report that we've got into our newsroom as well. This is a stolen vehicle. Andy, it's also odd to see that one police cruiser there. Well, he's stopping. He stopped the vehicle. There's at least half a dozen police cars behind him at this point. But, Andy, it looks like he's going to take off again as one police car there is on the wrong side of the road. Yeah, to say he's driving erratic is pretty much an understatement at this point. Yeah, and you could see the large police presence behind him, not going very far. Yeah, the other guy was on the westbound side when he was traveling eastbound, still trying to get a crossroad exactly where we're at right now. But he's now southbound on this road.
Okay, Andy, as we kind of watch all the different turns he's taking here, we're also being told that in this area there is an elementary school nearby.
There is, actually. I believe I see it out the right window if I'm looking correctly. And we are on southbound side of Wayside, by the way. And I believe maybe that was in an apartment complex. Let me pull back to see if I can.
All right, he's on the wrong side of the road right now, just past a school bus. He's definitely picking up some speed here as he's kind of having to navigate some traffic here as well. But it looks like there's a couple of, well, it looks like that was a taxi cab. But it's amazing, with 3 tires blown out, he's on the wrong side of the road, continues to stop again and takes off. And folks, for those of you that are just joining us now, this chase started in southeast Houston near Memorial, and is now, reports are that's a stolen vehicle. And he's at this point now we're watching him essentially make a lot of turns, and he's actually going in circles, and he's near a school here in the East End as we saw him pass one school bus. We're being told now he's in the neighborhood of Polk and Lawndale, again picking up speed on 3 bare rims and only 1 good tire at this point. So he just continues to move along here, Andy.
Yeah, it is, and we're just kind of losing him. Actually, we're just trying to get the chopper around because he went right underneath us. So we're trying to get just a better location for you, exactly where he is. But there is an elementary school around here, and now that officer just got into the front side of him, so hopefully they're going to try to slow him down in this area by using that front.
Yeah, you're right, Andy. He's definitely trying to stay in front of this SUV as he continues to move with his hazard lights on. They've kind of are trying to box him in, it appears, at this point. And it only looks like he's, from our vantage point here, he's maybe doing, what, 30, 40 miles an hour, if even?
Yeah, if that. It's hard to go fast on 3 bad tires and a couple of rims. And we're just passing, I believe that was Sylvan Road. I'm still not too sure what major road we are on, because he's taking so many turns, it's hard for us to keep up here. But this might be coming to an end. It looks like he's
We're being told he's in the neighborhood of Lockwood and Sylvan. He just rear-ended that police car right there. Officers are now out, one on the hood, as we can see. They're going to go ahead and try to yank him out of this SUV. Again, folks, reports that this is a stolen SUV here on Houston's East End. 3 tires already blown out. I'm counting at least 6 to 8 police officers trying to kick out a window. He won't roll that window down for them. One's trying to break out the passenger window with a nightstick, and one's crawling through physically right now through the driver's side. Looks like they're going to pull him out of that passenger side window now. They're having to tackle him, get him on the ground at this point. He was not going to go peacefully. So it looks like we've got the suspect here on the ground. Appears to be a white male, and we've also got a canine there on scene. And Andy, it looks like they're definitely handcuffing him at this point.
I try to go through the passenger passenger door, and then get pulled out through the. I've never quite seen anything quite like that, trying to get in through that driver's window and then try to bring.
Yeah, that was a very, very dramatic ending. Police officers were very aggressive once they got that car backed in. He kind of started the whole thing by rear-ending that one officer's vehicle. Again, folks, for those of you just tuning in, we've been following a police chase here in southeast Houston that has now come to a very dramatic end. Reports of a stolen vehicle, this black SUV that you're now watching, making several turns throughout Houston's East End, even getting near an elementary school and also passing a bus on the wrong side of the road. It eventually comes to an end right here when he rear-ends an officer, that HPD cruiser that was coming to a slow in front of him. At that point, other officers descended on him, even jumped through the half-rolled window. Andy, I'm going to have to ask you, the suspect there, are you able to make out this is a male or a female suspect?
I believe it's a male. I did pull back a little bit. I don't know if he was fully dressed, and I didn't want to show anything on TV right now, so it was very hard for me to tell on the close shot that I just did. So I believe it was a male. I'm 100% I can get a closer shot.
Yeah. No, I understand that we do want to be cautious in situations like this where we're on live TV, especially covering a breaking news event that came to a pretty pretty aggressive ending, but officers had no choice. He was driving extremely erratically and essentially rear-ended that patrol car that looks to be Z27 right there, and that's when officers had enough at that point. Again, folks, we saw an officer essentially jump through the driver's side window, and they eventually just barreled him out the passenger's window as they handcuffed him here, and he remains on the road top here, again in Houston's East End. Andy, we see some spectators kind of stopping to see what's going on. At this point, are you able to figure out exactly what road we're on and any cross streets it might be nearby?
Yeah, we are on actually Wayside, just a little bit east or north of 45, I should say. So we are on a major road here on Wayside, just on the north side of 45. Okay. I'm still trying to get our bearings. We're facing north, so it's hard to tell me what's behind me right now.
No, I understand this is all a fluid situation, Andy. I did want to ask you something. Everything happened so quickly there at the ending, Andy, and we saw that one officer go through that driver's side window. Another officer was trying to go through the passenger's window. It looked like at some point there was some sort of pole, whether it was a golf club or something, that an officer pulled out and was trying to break that window out of. Could you tell what the officer was using when he was trying to shatter that window and get access to that suspect?
There were several things that were actually thrown out.
There it is right there. You see it by the wheel, Andy? It looks like a golf club.
It's exactly what it is. It looks like a 9-iron, actually. No, I'm not too sure what it is, but yeah, it was definitely a golf club, and there was also some other apparatus down here that they threw out as well. I'm not too sure exactly what that was, but they were also using the the handle of a gun to try to get into the car on the side. I saw them using their barrels of the guns to get on that side. So I don't know if the actual suspect had those golf clubs in there and they were just throwing them out when they saw him, or he was trying to use them as a defense weapon. I'm not too sure.
Okay, pretty amazing here. This suspect remains on the ground, handcuffed, and several officers still on scene as they're taking up, one entire side of the roadway here. And Andy, again, you're kind of telling us that are we near 45 at this point?
Yeah, we're about a mile just north of 45. So it's directly right behind me. So it's Wayside basically at 45. I'm going to try to give you a broader picture of it so maybe I could get that into the screen. About a quarter mile, I'd say, not even a mile. Okay,
I was definitely going to ask you as well, Andy, as you're already one step ahead of me, to pull out here and kind of just see it. This is obviously going to affect traffic in the area as, we're not quite near rush hour, but schools have let out in the area, as you did pass a school and a school bus here just minutes ago when the chase came to an end. So we know this is going to cause somewhat of a traffic tie-up in this area for people that might have to commute through here.
Absolutely, it's going to cause a major backup, especially on Wayside being one of the major arteries off of 45 on the east end of the city. So, as long as this is going to stay here, it's going to impact traffic, and a lot of kids are getting out of school, as you just said, Eric. So, a lot of people that are just standing by, watching by, just to see what happens here is going to cause some kind of problem down there.
Okay, well, I know we kind of picked up this chase after it had already began, Andy, but from what you were able to see when you got on the chase, and then when we took it to air, as we watch officers kind of go through this vehicle, again, folks, that we think is a possibly stolen SUV, we didn't see him hit any other vehicles, and especially no one else, Andy, right? Only that one police cruiser he rear-ended.
That is correct, Eric. That Z27 is the only one that was impacted, as far as we know, since we joined the chase on Polk Street, just a little bit east of downtown, over by the Toyota Center, is where we joined the chase. And he was slow moving at that time. We caught up to him pretty quick because those three tires were completely blown out.
Yeah, bear with me 1 second, Andy. Folks, this is the end of the chase that we showed you just seconds ago live here on ABC 13. Now, look, you'll see officer try to kick that window in as the other officer tries to go in through the driver's side door. Eventually have to shatter that window, what we think is a golf club or something else. That's when they pull that second door open and essentially just shove him through the entire front interior and out the passenger's door. And folks, that's a suspect they were following for a few miles there on Houston's East End. He's now since been handcuffed and remained there on the road top. Andy, another thing we've been looking at here in the newsroom is it appears that is somewhat of a crutch near that front tire that someone who has that might be disabled uses around their wrist. It looks like there's so many questions
exactly
here.
What we were thinking. Exactly what we were thinking about. It almost looked like a brace, you know, for someone who might have some hip problems or something along those lines. So maybe that was the owner of the vehicle's car.
All right. Andy, we appreciate the live pictures. Great job in Sky HD, folks. Possible stolen vehicle chase coming here to an end. We'll bring you more on Eyewitness News starting at 4 p.m. Now back to programming.
No, they're just down around the same. They're just down real close, real far. That's all. I don't know whether they're there or not. Yeah, sure. 10-4, got you covered.